eyes.
Man, wetin dey
Try
happen?
to
Make we
pause
listen
it
to this
because I don't want to cry.
lady when e be say e carry
I don't
im
want anybody to
husband
see me cry.
and children come
So whenever
from
you see me
Nigeria that
cry
time
or
come
you
Canada.
just
And I know say dis
notice
people
that there's
video
tears in my eye,
e trend
just
well
pause it
well.
first,
Make we
please.
see now wetin e go use
God help me.
himself do because of
This is
side
my
chick.
14-year story.
Now
First
wow,
thing first, I want to say thank you
because
so
say
much.
although
I really
I no know
appreciate
wetin I
you
wan
for
talk,
giving me this
make we watch
platform
this
to share
video
my story.
together.
The reason why I'm sharing this story is not to portray somebody as a wicked or bad person, or to it's not to mislead people, but the reason is because I want young women like me to learn from my story. I want them to learn from my story. I want the men, not just the woman, not just women. I also want the men to learn from my story. I want mother-in-laws to learn from my story. It's a story that affects everything that has to do with marriage. So I want everybody to learn from my story. So my story started from 2010. I was a student in Auchi Polytechnic. I just finished I was in HND 1, going to HND 2 after my ND. So I was also a businesswoman. I was doing a business as a student. I have guests working under me, and I traveled to Cotonou and Togo to buy goods. So I was doing well for myself. And my family too, they were also doing well. They are still doing well though. So I was living where I was not living as a student. I was living like someone who is already made, because imagine at my age at that time, I have my own business and people are working under me. So one day my husband came to my shop and asked me about my madam. He said, "Please, can I see your madam?" I said, "Oh, sorry, my madam is not here."
You mean before he became your husband?
Yeah, before he became my husband.
Okay.
So because then I don't tell people that I am the madam, because even my workers there, they are senior to me. So I don't tell people that I'm the madam, because I was just a student and I was also doing my business. And that was not the only business I was doing. I have other business I was also doing, because I came from business-oriented family. So he asked for my madam. I told him that my mother is not around. So he said, "Okay, I will come again." So he left. He started coming. He came the next day. I said, "My mother is not around." So after he left, he came like 3 times. And after he left, some of my guests told me that, why not just tell him that you are the madam? So the next day he came again and he said, "Oh, you think I don't know you are the madam? Why are you doing this to me?" That a lot of people already told him about me, that he wants to speak with me. So that was when he started approaching me, and I told him I'm not ready for any relationship. And he came for like 3 months. So I gave him a chance. We discussed, we went out, and I told him some things he asked about my family, and I told him. So after that, he gets to know the names of my siblings. So whenever he comes around, he will ask me about my siblings. "Have you heard from your mom? How did you?" So I started seeing him like a gentleman. You understand? I started seeing him like a gentleman. And then I was paying for my rent. He told me that he has a hostel, like a student hostel, if I would like to go there. I'm like, "No, I will not go there. Me, I will finish. I will not even allow you to pay my school fees. I want to finish with my father's name. I want to finish what I continue. I'm not like that." So he said, "Okay." So all through my school, before I got married, because I was still in school when I got married. So one day we lost our elder brother. So my mom mourned that my brother for a very long time, for years. So one day he came to visit, and he came to my place, my own town, Uromi, to visit. And that was the first time a guy would come to my house to visit me. And it was on Christmas. It was Christmas period. So as soon as my mom saw him, my mom hugged him. She never met him before. He hugged him and said, "Oh, my late son is back." To cut the story short, that was how I got married. To cut the story short, "Oh, my late son is back." So my mom told me, he's good, he's a gentle person, just go. So we did the introduction. Then after the introduction, I was still there as a student, I was in my room, in my hostel, and he was staying in his own place. He was staying in one room, self-contained. Where I was staying was bigger than where he was staying. The things I have in my room were more expensive than what he has in his room. And the amount I was paying in my own hostel was bigger than the amount he was paying in that one room self-contained. It was in that one room self-contained that we went to go and do introduction. So after that, he told me that he would like me to get pregnant before the marriage. We were preparing for the marriage. And I'm like, no, why will you want me to get pregnant before the marriage? So he was giving me reasons, and you know I'm an Igbo man, and you know how our mothers behave, you know this. They started giving me reasons. So I said, no, I will not do that. I am not like that. I won't do it. Because he actually begged me for this marriage. I was not ready to get married at that time. I was still in school. So the day we made that, he he cut the, what is it called? Oh God.
Protection. Let's use protection. Yeah.
Protection. So with that means, so after
Like
everything,
he
yes,
cut it without your knowledge.
without my
He
knowledge.
broke it.
Yeah, without my knowledge.
Go on.
So I later find that though, and he was like, no, it's not, he didn't cut it, and maybe it's a bad one or something like that. So that was how I got pregnant. And we're already preparing for the wedding, marriage, and everything. And even up to that time, before we went for the introduction, he took me to the mother to introduce me to the mother. So the mother said no, that before the father died, the husband died, the husband vowed that none of her son will get married to a stranger, like someone who is not from Igbo land.
Okay. You are from
As-
Uromi. And
yeah,
he's
I'm
from
from
where?
Uromi.
He's from where?
Yes, he's from Imo State, Umutazi,
Okay.
Olu local government.
All right, go on. Okay.
So the mother started saying, no, this marriage will not work, nothing. So immediately I came back, I picked up my bag. I said, I don't want problem. So he came, he started begging. And again, the mother sent a message that I should come. He said, she's sorry, she has accepted me, no problem. If I had known, that was the time I was supposed to leave. Because I saw the red flag. I actually saw the red flag. So we prepared for the marriage, the traditional marriage and the church wedding. So we did the traditional marriage in my place. We did the church wedding in Auchi because we were living in Auchi. I was still a student. So then he called me. I was actually planning. I planned my marriage from my own stay. I didn't even go to his house. I was planning my marriage from my hostel. So he said, in 2 weeks to the marriage, they called me for a meeting. The uncles, the auntie, my mother-in-law, the brothers, the sister, everybody. So I went to their house. So they said there's something they want to tell me, that the marriage, the traditional marriage and the church marriage, that the money that they are going to spray us for the traditional marriage and the church marriage, I should tell my family not to touch it, that they are going to be the one to pick the money and gather the whole money. So I'm like, it's okay. My family, they don't even have time for those. They won't have time to be picking money. So if you guys have people who will pick the money, it's okay. My family will not have time for that. In that, my traditional marriage, my family bought cow. My family spent a lot of money in my marriage. So they came, we did the traditional marriage. After that, we did the church. The next day, we did the church wedding. And my husband, remember we are in one room self-contained. So we got married in one room self-contained. So from there, we went after the wedding celebration. We went to a hotel. The name of the hotel is Presto. So people who live around Auchi, they will know the place. It's called Presto. So we spent a night there. The next day, early in the morning, my mother-in-law called my husband. I said, "Where are you people?" We said, "We are in Presto." He said, "You people should come back. What are you doing in Presto?" That was how we came back. We resumed shop that day. We got married today. The next day, we resumed shop. Up to today, I don't know what did they call it? Honeymoon, whatever. So I asked my husband, "Why? I thought you said you booked this place for like 1 week for us to stay." He said, "Don't worry, I don't want problem, don't worry." Though I started feeling within me, I said, once they see the kind of person that I am, everything will work well, you know. So we went to the one room self-contained. That was where I gave birth to my first child. Though while we were there, after 2 weeks of our marriage, my husband said he wants us to go and rent a 3-bedroom. So I reminded him that, remember you told me you have a land in GROA in Auchi. So instead of us to go and rent 3-bedroom, let's stay here. Let's stay in this one room. From here, we'll gather money and go and build our own house. So we'll go to our own house from here. So he said, okay. So while I was pregnant with that baby, for 6 months, I was not myself. I was vomiting blood, and I'm jumping some things. After the marriage, up to today, I don't know. I was not able to see the money that they sprayed us. They didn't give me the money. They didn't tell me the amount. I started asking my husband rather, started asking him, what about the money they sprayed us for the traditional and the church wedding? Where is the money? Who is with the money? So he said, I should not worry that they counted the money. First, he said they are counting the money, that the mother and the brother and sister, they are counting the money. I said, okay. So I started asking, where is the money? Where is the money? Up till today, I did not use this my eye to see the money that they sprayed us, or know the amount of the money that they sprayed us in our traditional marriage and church wedding. I did not see the money. So I just allowed it to go. Even the gift that they gave us, the wedding gift, since we didn't have space to put it because we were living in one room self-contained, so we decided to take it to the mother's side because they were living in 3-bedroom, the mother, the brothers, and the sisters, so they were all living together. So we decided to go and put all the gifts there. Before we went to our house, my mother-in-law has already like half the gift. So things started happening. As soon as they got married to me, I found out that it's my husband that is doing business. It's my mother-in-law that is keeping the money. So the brothers were in the shop. 2 of his brothers were helping him to sell. Then he is the owner of the shop. The mother is also doing her own business. Then whenever they finish, they will go and give the money to the mother. So the thing that they are keeping the money is like a boss, like a small boss. So the thing is in the mother's house. So if my husband comes from shop like this, he's going to give the money to the mother. So he was the one doing the business. The mother was the one keeping the money. And whatever they want to do, they take money by themselves to do it. And if my husband is not around, if I want to buy Pampers for a baby, I have to go to my husband's brother and ask for money. So that was how we were living in that one room self-contained. And after like 1 month, I told my husband, I have some money. Bring the one you have. Let me bring the one I have. Let's go and start something. So that was how we started building the place. We built the house in GROA. It's 4-bedroom, 2 flats, and it's like a duplex, but it's 2 flats. So we finished building the house, and I went to that house the day I gave birth to my son. That was March 6, 2011. We got married 2012. We got married 2011, October 2011. So I gave